The following episode contains scenes of violence, threats, and humor involving drugs and alcohol.
Previously on Masks and Mayhem.
Wait, what is Sloan Matthews works with, like, Dr. Alvarado, right?
Sloan Matthews is Dr. Alvarado's assistant.
Okay.
Dr. Matthews, if we're going to get technical. And suddenly everything goes silent for a moment, and you hear the crack of a gunshot. And Lydia looks out with her mouth agape and looks down to a bloodied chest and grabs at it. And she starts to fall over, and you realize in that moment that behind her, with a smoking gun in hand and an anguished look on his face, is Sloan.
What?
What?
And Lynch looks out at the lot of you and says, I have been talking to all of you for months now, getting different perspectives and different testimony about the events leading up to that day. At this time, I am leaning towards proceeding with a trial.
The fuck?
The district attorney has made some good points. I'll be honest, my bias is that I believe Union does do good work, but in the interest of transparency and holding them accountable, I think that there should be a more formal address.
Up in the north end, we have these drug dealers. I don't know if they're trying to make a name for themselves or what, but they're dealing these slam packs, and it's kind of like steroids in a way, where they kind of get like stronger, they're faster.
You have new associates. Ooh.
I would answer his questions.
Yeah, there's like I don't know their names. I just they're trying to give us some assistance.
The truck. Where?
It's gonna be on the outskirts of town, somewhere in the Centennial.
When?
I think it's like in like 2 weeks. Visual aid. You are staring at the withered face of your former friend, Dr. Sloan Matthews. The jovial light in his eyes has dimmed a bit since you last saw him. His hair is longer, pulled back into a ponytail. His soul patch has grown into a scraggly beard. He takes a seat at the table, adjusting himself into a dignified posture as he faces you. So, Ruby, what's up? It's been almost 2 years. You haven't been to visit me, so something happened.
Well, no, I don't think Ruby doesn't want him. Ruby does not want Sloan to know how much, his betrayal affected her. Well, Dr. Matthews, there's something that we need your help with.
Very interesting. I think we're going to kind of come back to this scene in a bit.
Okay.
Matthews, don't bullshit me. What's the Krabby Patty secret formula?
Yeah, I've also decided that Ruby's just going to always call him Dr. Matthews for a little bit.
That's fair. I mean, it's his name.
It is his name.
But also, she says Dr. Matthews, but it kind of sounds like you little bitch.
Exactly.
But now we're going to take a step back to a few weeks ago. Lazerhawk, Ruby, and Yardak, you've been on the trail of a shipment that is allegedly going to the Blue Cross gang from some new benefactors.
Oh, that's right.
Phenomena, I'm gonna kick you. Phenomena, right in the nuts. Phenomena.
So what are you all doing?
Let's say, because didn't we end not the last episode, but the one before that, like we were going on that stakeout?
So the thing about The Great Gatsby.
You've already done The Great Gatsby.
We're doing The Great Gatsby again. There's a lot of points to bring up with this book. Feel free to correct me, but I feel like we'd be perched on top of a roof watching down waiting for something to happen. Maybe I'm sitting on a couch smoking pot because my friend loves me. I don't know.
As fun as it would be to, recreate a scene from that 70s show. Okay, so we're on the rooftop and he's talking to, I assume, Carl for some reason?
Yeah, it's also almost 11 o'clock at night.
Ruby, shouldn't your kid be asleep?
Yeah, you'd think so.
All right, Dad. Well, thanks for calling me again. like right before bed to talk about The Great Gatsby. You sound a little tired, though. I'm gonna get going.
What can I say? I've been up all night reading The Great Gatsby to help you with your book report, kid.
Dad, that was like 3 book reports ago.
I really like The Great Gatsby, and I want you to get an A.
Okay. Good night.
He definitely already has the 8, doesn't he?
He definitely already has the A.
Fuck better.
But this vigilante is blitzed out of his mind. Yeah, so Carl hangs up and presumably goes to bed. I need you to do me a favor and roll an insight check, Lazerhawk.
22.
22. You're definitely pretty sure he can tell you're high. Or you're just paranoid, who knows?
That's fine, we're old enough to have that conversation.
He's 14. Wait, is Yardak on the couch? Like, is everybody on a couch? Is that actually what's happening here?
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, I made a couch for us to sit on.
And I imagine, yeah, you're on a rooftop kind of looking down. You're across the street from a little warehouse, little corner shop that is just closing up for the evening. Owner's locking up. Not too long after that, a couple guys show up. They're wearing hoodies, so you're not sure. Everyone roll a perception check.
Wearing hoodies, clearly they're part of the Blue Cross gang. Those are the only people you've ever mentioned wearing hoodies.
That is accurate.
17 altogether.
9. I did not roll well.
Oh, that's what I rolled.
I rolled a 6.
You only have 2 in perception?
That's gonna be another 22 then.
No, I did math wrong. Shit.
Yeah, what did you actually get?
So I have a 6, 10.
Ruby, I think you're a little distracted, like you're kind of worried. You're kind of, I think, thinking over the philosophical and legal ramifications of making counterfeit weed. But it's like not counterfeit, but it's real, but it's not real. You're just really messing with your head and you're distracted. Meanwhile, Lazerhawk is like 100% focused on the fact that these are probably Blue Cross gang members. And they kind of like hang out in front of the warehouse, and not too long after that, truck starts pulling up and backing into the loading dock.
Turns to Ruby. We've never had a good experience in a warehouse. Make your knives now.
I make 2 daggers and put them on my boots, and a dagger, and I put it on like a sheath on my thing, and then I also make hoodies to try and blend in.
Just a reminder that the Blue Cross gang doesn't traditionally wear hoodies, they wear bandanas. Like, they probably also wear hoodies because a lot of people do, but...
I put hoodies, I also make the bandanas. The hoodie is more to hide the fact I'm wearing a fucking mask.
And a dress, presumably.
Yes. I mean, are there no women, like, Blue Cross members?
I don't know, you've never seemed to have met any.
Actually, yeah, we haven't.
Yeah. This fucking sexist gang.
Should we try and make our way down?
Yeah, I suppose that would be best.
Maybe stealthily, so maybe less. Boing!
Don't worry. Stealth's my strong suit.
Can someone help me get down, or I can make a staircase again?
Just pick you up and drop you.
Hop on! Invite scene to jump on piggyback style.
I was like, wait, one moment, and then I get rid of the couch.
Alright, so Ruby is going to ride on Lazerhawk's back, and what is Yardak doing?
How high up are we?
You're like on a 3-story building looking down.
And I want to pour some water on the ground and then freeze it into a disc and then step on the disc and just kind of and segue my way across.
For Ruby and Lazerhawk, are y'all just jumping down? Are you pulsar pogoing? What's the idea here? Are you doing some kind of parkour to get yourself across power lines? Or
I mean, I can imagine that, like, if I need to roll an athletics check, probably something like that, but just sort of dropping down.
Okay.
If I'm sturdy enough to hold up a 10-story building, I feel like I'm sturdy enough to survive dropping down, like, 3.
So I want you to roll an athletics check, and Ruby, I want you to roll a dexterity check.
Did you say acrobatic or athletic?
I'll let you do acrobatics, I know you're cool as shit at that. And then, Yardak, you're gonna roll a stealth check.
17 overall.
26.
27.
Yardak, once your disc lands, you hear someone kind of like jerk around and go, huh? Did anybody see anything? Nah, man, focus on what we're doing.
What was that noise?
Ooh, so I'm close enough to hear them?
Yeah.
And am I somewhat hidden?
I mean, yeah, I imagine you're on the roof of the warehouse, like, unless you were going to the ground. I mean, maybe I misunderstood what you were doing.
I just want to know like, if I'm close enough to like hear them, because what I want to do is then
You're like one story above them.
skedaddle my way over to the edge and see what I can't see and or hear.
Okay. Meanwhile, before I have you roll anything, what are Lazerhawk and Ruby doing now?
I don't know about Ruby, but Brock's gonna try to get in there and see what he can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ruby, the reason she made the, like, bandana and hoodie was to kind of blend in, so she's also gonna try and blend in and see if she can figure out what's up.
All right, and Yardak, roll a perception check.
15.
So from what you can see, at least outside here, there are five guys in the hoodies, 5 potential Blue Cross gang members, 2 guys in this big box truck that had just kind of backed up into the loading dock, and they're starting to open up the truck, but you can't see anything inside of it.
So 7 altogether? 5 on the outside, 2 on the truck?
Yeah.
But I can't hear them, you said?
No, you can.
Are they saying anything?
Nothing of note right now. You do notice also that the truck is unmarked. Like there's no logo or anything onto it. I take it that Visual Aid and Lazerhawk are just going to kind of walk up and try to maintain their disguise.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you gonna want me to roll a stealth check on that, or?
Lazerhawk, Visual Aid, what are you doing to approach?
This isn't how, like, the past, it's kind of been a party. This is more like just business, right?
Right. This is just 5 guys and 2 folks in the truck, and the 5 guys are just kind of unloading stuff.
Visual Aid sort of, like, walks in and... I'm assuming there's a support beam or something somewhere, right?
Well, I mean, you're still outside, like, they're all outside the warehouse.
Oh, we're still outside. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, when you look at it, it's basically like a big brick building with 2 loading docks, one of which is being taken up by this truck that's being unloaded.
So is everyone just kind of unloading the truck, or are people just hanging around?
There's 5 guys unloading the truck. One of them just actually opened up the gate to the building so that they can start loading stuff into the building.
I'm gonna start acting like I'm helping unload. I'm just gonna grab a box, see if I can figure out where they're taking it.
Okay.
Ruby tries to grab the lightest box possible. She's not that strong of a hero.
And what about Lazerhawk?
Same, but I'm trying to figure out specifically what's in the box. So I'm definitely gonna have to roll stealth.
Okay. So you're stealthily trying to... Actually, I'm going to have you do that as a sleight of hand check. Because you're trying to do, like, something specific without being noticed. Like, you're trying to, not make it obvious what you're doing, but you're very much in visibility.
Oh, thank God. I love you, Big Green. 18, baby.
18. Okay. So you can't really seem to find, like... How do I put this? It's essentially like a... Do you know what a pelican case is?
A case made out of a pelican, of course.
Do the other 2 know what a pelican case is?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So you can't tell this so much from the outside, but this is the kind of case you would see equipment typically carried in. It's like a lock. If you were to open it up inside, typically it's like foam outlining whatever's inside of it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Why is that called a pelican case?
I mean, Pelican is the most popular company that makes that type of case.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So yeah, basically these are all Pelican cases, and each one has like a padlock on it. So you can't really open it up to see what's inside. But you get the sense that it's pretty light, and based on the fact that it's an expensive case, probably valuable.
How many are there?
How many are there? Gotcha. So someone popped open this box and handed them to you, and inside of the box that it came from, you see probably like 5 more of these Pelican cases. And folks have been loading up like multiple of these boxes on dollies. So probably 6 per box, multiple boxes.
Damn. That's a lot of drugs.
Like if you had to take a guess, there's probably like 12 boxes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How close am I to Lazerhawk?
Well, you've been helping him loading and unloading. Lazerhawk has kind of, I imagined, been taking his time, just like kind of slowly meandering before putting this box down once he realized that he couldn't open it. Sound about right?
Yep.
Okay, so I imagine you're going to kind of cross paths, like as everyone goes back and forth.
Okay, so I have an idea.
And wait, before you say your idea, Yardak, what are you doing now? Now that you're kind of seeing this scene unfold of people loading and unloading, are you doing anything?
Now what I want to do is, so as Visual Aid and Lazerhawk are doing their thing down on the ground, I'm going to go to the opposite side of the building and create another ice disc to take myself down to the ground in a wide arc. And then once I get down to the ground, I'm going to use a rune to summon up one of the little shardlings, and then tell the shardling that I want it to condense down to a puddle and then maneuver itself out that way so it can be under the truck that they're loading with. So I have a better chance of overhearing something or seeing something that I might not otherwise. And then as he puts himself in that position, I'm going to position myself in a way that I can more easily access the warehouse that they're putting things into should anything go south with what Lazerhawk and Visual Aid are doing.
I'm going to have you roll a stealth check for that then, both like kind of a combination of like getting down, talking to the Shardling without being heard, getting everybody in place.
The more you all say Shardling, the more I want to start a punk band called the Shardlings.
Do it. 21.
So the creature's like, yeah. And then he kind of takes off running around the corner, and you get nervous for a moment because you see a guy who's coming out of it. You see a guy who's coming out of the building towards the truck, and right as he's doing that, the little Shardling takes like a baseball dive, turns into water, slides underneath the truck, and then reforms.
Hell yeah.
And now he's just like kind of sitting there crouched, kind of looking back and forth. And kind of the same thing again. You see one of the guys, he gets a little spooked. He's like, what the fuck? And he just kind of keeps going about his business.
Okay, so I'm imagining we saw that Lazerhawk was looking at the Pelican cases but couldn't open it.
Yeah.
I want to duplicate one of them so we can take a real one away and
You're fucking smart.
try to see if we can open it to figure out what's inside there.
I didn't even think about that, and it's right fucking there.
I want you to roll a create check and a stealth check. Actually, I'm going to say both of you need to roll a stealth check in this case.
Ooh, I rolled pretty well. 22 overall for create.
Okay.
Thank God I just put a bunch into this.
29.
14 overall. Thank God I put a lot into it, because I just rolled a 2.
Fuck.
In a quick, like, little, like a sizzle, basically, you flash make one of these boxes, and it looks more or less like the right thing. Again, if you feel it, it feels a little lighter, but, like, you know, you're pretty on point. And what do you do with them?
I guess replace them because they're still in a box, right?
Right.
I replaced the real one with my new fake one, and I would like to try and to remove the real one somewhere to see if one of us could get it open, to see if we can figure out what the fuck's inside there.
Gotcha. So it's like a little too busy. There's too many people coming back. Like they're unloading the last of it now, though.
If you, football pass it to me, I should be able to, fucking slunk away.
Okay, I'm gonna say I, put it on the ground. Lazerhawk's behind me. Use my foot to, slowly pass it behind me.
And I'm going to scoop it up and see if I can't fuck off elsewhere so I can crack this bitch open.
You said that the cases all had, their own combination lock.
Well, a padlock. It doesn't necessarily have to be a combination lock.
So, since it's a padlock, I want to back in Lazerhawk over to me.
Okay, well, you're definitely not in a position where you can see each other quite yet.
Oh.
I was gonna say, bro, you act like I haven't ripped off a padlock before.
I know, I was just trying to make it easy.
You act like Lazerhawk's never stole a kid's bicycle.
This is like one of those episodes where you lost your powers, but you still had to, maintain appearances. So yeah, you gently kind of kick the box back behind you a bit. You see there's one guy who's starting to kind of take inventory. 3 of the other guys are just heading towards the front. One of them pulls out a cigarette and, hands it to the other one, starts smoking. The other one closes up the truck, taps on the back of it, and you all hear the truck start up and start to pull away.
Is there, we're in a warehouse. Is there, a stack of crates I can hide behind to crack this bitch open?
So yeah, there's the big stack that they just made that's kind of in the center, but there's a lot of just random bullshit here. If you had to guess, this is an actual legitimate warehouse. What appears to be frozen burger patties that are going to go to the supermarket. There's, some random kids' toys and shit.
Bro, a box of frozen patties is about to go home with Lazerhawk. I got dogs to feed.
You can't just steal from places.
Can I write down the truck's license plate number?
Sure. It's VK26D. So basically, there's one guy taking inventory and 3 guys. Yardak can definitely see these 3 guys smoking out front. And the one guy who's left actually just walks up and starts closing the gate, the big door to the warehouse.
Am I, tucked away enough to be able to crack this bitch open?
Yeah, I think you've gotten away to like a little bit of a hiding spot. This is not a particularly well lit warehouse either.
If I'm strong enough to hold up a 10-story building, I'm strong enough to break a lock.
Yeah, you could absolutely, like, with a little bit of effort, crush this thing in your hand.
And I open it.
Yeah, you open it, and inside is just two very, very neat vials. One is a very, what looks to be a black, kind of sludgy liquid. The other is a kind of fluorescent orange.
I mean, both of those are going in my fucking pocket.
Well, at least it's in the pocket, not your veins.
And, I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna hide the actual Pelican case, like, under a crate or something. I don't really give a shit about that. I got what I need.
So basically, the door has been closed. It is Lazerhawk and Visual Aid inside the building with the guy taking inventory and the guy who just closed the door. And then it is Yardak outside with the three guys. And your little shardling, as the truck took off, kind of slapped himself against the wall, like, of the loading dock so as to not be seen.
God bless.
So yeah, what's everybody doing now?
What do I have to roll to pick the lock to this gate to get the fuck out?
I mean, I guess part of it's going to be a stealth check because you got to get back past the guys that you came in with.
I mean, that's going to be the easy part.
And also, what's Visual Aid doing?
I think Visual Aid is... Wait, so, okay, you said there was a group smoking. Are they smoking inside the warehouse?
No, there's three that are smoking outside the warehouse, the guy doing inventory, and the guy who just closed the door inside with you.
Okay, so the gate wasn't to, like, the warehouse itself. It was to, like, a gate.
Sorry, maybe gate's not the right word. Garage door?
But, so the people smoking are now outside of the warehouse.
Correct. And it's just you, Lazerhawk, and two others inside the warehouse.
Okay. Are the people in here, are they talking at all?
One guy, no, he's just got a clipboard, he's just doing some inventory. The other guy kind of sat down on a swivel chair and he's just kind of spinning around looking upward. Like, he just looks very bored.
I'm guessing I can't hear the people who are smoking together, right?
No, I would say. I mean, again, unless you're getting really close to the door, in which case you're going to have to kind of confront the other guy. Because that front area is well lit enough that your mask would stand out a little more.
Is there like another door I could casually go out and act like I'm going to smoke?
So there is another door that you can see, and it's right next to the vertical door.
Okay, I probably will need to roll deception for this. But, hey, is that where I should go if I need to smoke? And point to the door, to the Rolly, the guy who's in a chair, just...
He doesn't even really look at you, he goes, yeah, duh.
Is he 16?
I don't even need to roll deception, do I?
Well, are you going to try to go for the door next?
Well, you never said that you were going to smoke. You just asked if that's where you smoke.
Okay, that's true. Ruby makes something that looks like a cigarette but doesn't have nicotine.
It's called a joint, Ruby.
A clove.
It doesn't have anything!
I was going to say a jewel.
Oh god, no. I make something that, like, looks like a cigarette and I just go out.
And right before you get to the door, he goes, wait, stop! You can't go out. You gotta disarm it first.
See, that's why I was asking.
What is it, your first time here? Give me 1 second. In a huff, he kind of stands up and he goes to walk past you.
I let him go disarm the security system.
He goes, he presses a couple buttons to disarm the door. He's like, all right, I'll rearm it when you go out. And he turns around to go let you through, and you both make, like, direct eye contact.
Hypothetically, can Brock see what's going on right now?
I think you would, at a minimum, can hear what's going on right now. Whether you can close the gap is to be determined.
I don't need to close the gap. I have solar shotgun. I am going to put myself in a position where I can shoot this guy in the fucking face if need be.
Okay.
Although I still have, like, my hoodie on, and so I haven't really...
Sure, but you still have a mask on.
Okay, so I have the...
Like, I'll just let you know this, like, this guy has made you.
I really need to get out there and, get a hit of nicotine. I don't fucking know. I don't smoke. How do you tell?
Get a hit of nicotine.
I mean, you're definitely gonna have to roll deception. I'm just gonna do it with a -5 penalty, because this person is looking at you wearing a mask. Alright, roll it.
Oh, man.
The thing is, I actually do have quite a bit in deception.
Brock's just gonna prepare his hands just in case.
I'm gonna do the math, and then I'll tell you what it is, and then whatever with the -5, it's 23.
God damn.
You look into this guy's eyes, and his eyes are so fucking bloodshot.
Yes.
I hate that you succeeded.
And he goes, yeah, sure. You sure you don't want some of, like, my chocolate?
What?
Cannabis chocolate.
Oh.
Nah, I just need to stick to normal cigarettes right now. Get too paranoid with that.
I just need one hit of nicotine.
Brock wasn't kidding when he slid up and was like, what up?
You need to roll deception now.
Bet!
What the fuck? Don't ruin this for me!
Putting himself in mortal danger for weed.
I'm sorry, I need to get out this bitch too. If I can get high on the way out, then dope.
Have you already figured out what you have? Do you have the case with you?
I got a 14.
Nope, guy goes, who the fuck are you?
And I sock him as fucking hard as I can in the temple.
Alright, roll an attack check.
Look, this is not Rachel's fault then. This is all on Brandon.
That's gonna be a 28.
You hit, roll a dexterity check.
That is gonna be a 17.
So you cold-cocked this guy, and luckily you're in the state of mind to do this. You grabbed him before he fell to the ground.
Just, shh, go to sleep, give me your chocolate, go to sleep. How?
And then you ate some of the chocolate.
Some? No, I'm rifling through his fucking pockets.
The big reason that it was important you grabbed him is so that he didn't make a sound when he fell to the ground.
Oh yeah, I picked that up.
Ruby pretending. I was like, oh, whoa, dude, I think you've had too much to drink. I think you gotta sit down.
Are you saying this for the other guy in the room?
Yes, for the other guy in the room.
This is a fucking Abbott and Costello sketch right now.
I'm really sorry that you're getting left out of it, Dan. That wasn't the intention.
No, I'm fine, but I'm just like, this is a mess.
It is a mess. I'm trying to fix it, okay?
So am I, just with violence.
Had he opened the door yet, by the way?
Yeah, the door is unarmed, unlocked, and you set this guy down.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Before I have you exit the building, other guy also is like way too wrapped up in inventory. You think he might also have AirPods in?
Oh, thank God.
That's fine, I'll knock him out too, I don't give a fuck.
He's not even looking at you.
He might have chocolate.
There's no reason to do that.
You are slowly turning Lazerhawk into like not a murder hobo, but like like an MMA hobo.
This is literally no different than how I've ever played Brock.
No, you have never had him just unnecessarily knock people out to rifle through their pockets.
Well, no, it's not the rifle. This time it's to cover my track. Last time it was to cover my tracks and make sure he didn't sound the fucking alarms. The pocket rifling was just a happy circumstance.
You can go, but wait, before you exit the building, what is Yardak doing outside as these guys are smoking?
Did the truck leave?
Yeah, truck left.
So in that case, I'm going to be on the other side of the warehouse gate door, just like the Shardling, like waiting and hiding for the door to open so I can weasel my way inside.
I want you to roll a stealth check then.
9 is 26.
You just cleared it.
Yes.
So basically, you inch up, and as you get close, the Shardling makes like happy, friendly, familiar sound. Yeah, thanks. And you're just kind of like, shh. And then you hear one of the guys say, "What'd you say, Bowden?" I didn't say anything.
Bowden?
Yeah, that's his name. Nestor, was that you? Ah, dude, I didn't say shit. I'm smoking here. I'm right in front of you, dipshit.
Their names are Bowden and Nestor? God, their parents failed them.
I mean, that's not how their parents failed them. But somehow, you would think if you named your kid Nestor, that would keep him out of the gang, though.
You gotta say it with an accent. Nestor.
Okay, there was a second where I thought you said Esther instead of Nestor, and I was like, wait, there's a girl.
So anyway, yeah, you were successfully stealthy. These guys are kind of arguing, like calling each other dipshits while they're smoking. And that is when Lazerhawk and Visual Aid make your way out. And you're about 15 feet away from these guys as you're coming out the door. And when the door opens up, they all kind of look over at you.
Sup, nerds?
I just needed a smoke break and hold up the cigarette that I made.
I think you're both going to need to roll deception checks again.
Well, in that case, let me go the whole hog and say, I'll be right back, boys. I'm around the corner and take a piss.
26 overall.
19. 20, sorry, unnatural.
This is what I made Ruby good at lying in case she had to lie to someone to be like, yes, that is totally real about her illusions.
Brock might not be lying. He might have to pee.
Yeah, you can tell from their little bit of swaying that these guys, they've probably been drinking.
So they probably understand that my bladder's full.
The only person that you're not thinking is high or drunk right now is the guy taking inventory. Maybe he drew the short end of the stick tonight.
Maybe he's the only one in the gang that's responsible.
Maybe. And you just ignored him entirely.
Fuck him.
The responsible one might notice I'm wearing a fucking mask.
So what are y'all doing now?
Ruby does not know where Yardak is right now, right?
Correct.
So, since I don't, I'm going to just kind of lean against the wall and see if I can, like, listen to their conversation while I'm acting like I'm smoking with them.
Okay.
Ruby is not actually smoking. Don't smoke, kids. Cigarettes cause cancer.
So I'm imagining then that, like, every time you take an inhale, you're, like, making an illusion that it lights up at the end, and then an illusion of smoke as it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, while Ruby's doing that, Brock's going to, round that corner.
And take a piss.
Yeah.
Roll to piss yourself. Alright, so Ruby's listening in. I guess Yardak's kind of just chilling and listening in. And what is Lazerhawk doing? Like, around the corner? Anything?
Just waiting for signs from Ruby and Yardak so that way we can get the fuck out of here.
Alright, I imagine everyone has a comm in their ear.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Since this was a planned mission and not an impromptu thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby and Yardak are both hearing this. Lazerhawk's probably a little too far away to really hear it. They're just kind of shooting the shit, talking about their girlfriends or their wives. Or in some cases, their wives and their girlfriends.
Yeah, I was about to say, one of them was talking about both.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, you never said he was cheating. They might be in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, way to assume this gang member's life, Ruby.
Rather judgmental for a person wearing a mask.
I don't know, because they keep bringing drugs on my fucking streets? That's why.
That's fair.
Hey, Brock likes some of those drugs.
Have you been buying weed from the Blue Cross gang?
No, I've been rifling it from their pockets.
Basically, you start to learn that, they don't really know who this new benefactor is. Sounds like Augustus is the guy who's inside taking inventory. He's kind of like the main contact.
What are these gang members' names?
Anybody can be in a position where they need a strong sense of community and purpose.
I feel like if his name was Augustus and he joined a gang, they would end up calling him Gus.
Honestly, I think it's dope that we're fighting an Amish street gang.
None of them really know anything about, like, the new product. Apparently it's supposed to be real heavy duty from what they're told. Nestor seems like real excited about it. Bowden doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Fuck Nestor. I'm with Bowden.
Okay, so they don't really know anything, but they're excited about it. Can I get why he's excited about it?
He just says that it's real heavy-duty shit. I also just want to remind you, as you're all kind of killing time, that at some point, someone is going to find the guy who's unconscious.
I'm waiting on these fuckers.
We didn't arm the defenses for the building, right?
No.
So I'm just gonna casually walk back in.
Okay.
Doing inventory, is he paying attention to me at all?
No, like I said, he's got AirPods in, he's kind of like nodding his head a bit as he's like looking at the clipboard.
Okay. We've established I can make alcohol now.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to make a beer and spill a little bit on the guy so it smells like he's just that drunk. I guess should I do that in stealth mode since that other guy is in the room?
No, I'm not going to make you roll stealth on it so much. I'm just thinking in my head, like, this guy definitely has like a giant welt on his head from where Lazerhawk cold cocked him. Also, and Yardak, you were asking if you can kind of shimmy out of there?
You not want to go into the warehouse.
Gotcha. For that, you're going to have to roll a stealth check then, because they're definitely, since there's three of them, they're all kind of like, there's no real unseen location right now.
Okay. Because I have a plan once I get in there.
You would still have to roll stealth unless you want to like look around the building potentially to try to find another entrance.
Unnatural 20.
So.
Alright, I guess we're fighting, huh?
Well, it's not so much you're fighting, but basically they hear a sound of you like moving and start heading over to check it out. And you're not really visible, but they're kind of coming in your direction.
Mm.
And I think it was loud enough that Ruby also can hear it. And Lazerhawk, for that matter.
I want to point out that I'm pretty sure I did make a bandana and hoodie for Yardak as well.
Correct.
cover those gills up.
So as I duck in, I'm going to say into the comm, like, all right, going in. And when I get inside, I want to take the water that I have inside of my water skin and empty it and then just spread it out onto the floor.
If you move at all now, they're going to be able to see you.
And
like, you can try to play it off as being a gang member, but like...
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
So Augustus was the guy doing inventory, right?
Correct.
Did I learn the name of the guy who's knocked out?
His name is Percy.
That is so close to what I was thinking. I came up with Filbert.
It's right on brand with tonight. I hear it, and I'm assuming like it's something like Yardak. So I was like, "Hey, can you guys give me a hand? I think Percy got so drunk he fell over and hit his head." I assume I have to roll deception.
You're gonna have to roll deception, yes.
24.
You said 24?
Yep.
Oh yeah. They're all like, that Percy can't hold his liquor.
Yeah, what a dickhead, right? I'm still pissing. Brock doesn't say that.
So now everyone except for Lazerhawk and Yardak and the Shardling, everyone else is inside. So it's basically Ruby alone with the rest of the gang.
Ruby, get the fuck out of there.
No, I'm trying to think of how to get out of here. I was like, ugh.
When did they start letting girls into the gang?
Oh, shit.
Wow, sexist.
He doesn't sound upset about it. He's like, wait, is this a new thing?
Wait, do you guys not let girls in? That's weird. I
didn't think it was a rule. I just noticed that we never had any. Who are you?
I'm trying to think of a fucking pretentious female name now. I'm like, yeah, I'm Beatrice. You can call me B.
All right, B. Yeah, wait, when did you get here?
No, I'm new.
No, I mean, like, when did you get here tonight? I didn't remember you walking over with us. I know it was kind of, like, low-key about who all was coming and what everything, but...
I was running late. I basically got here right as the truck got here.
Oh. Okay. Guys, we should probably get Percy back home, right? Should I call a vroom?
I forgot that it's called Vroom.
We should get Percy home. His father Maximilian will be so concerned of his well-being.
Oh, indeed.
So yeah, it's at this point you see Augustus visual aid. You see Augustus start to take his AirPods out and turn around.
I kind of noticed, and I go, oh shit, I think I left my lighter outside. I'll be right back.
It's right at that time that Augustus was starting to walk over right as you, like, get out the door.
Yeah, and I just leave, but I was like, let's go. Like...
Yeah, I assume that Brock's not too far away to where he couldn't, like, peek out the door.
Yeah, no, I'm basically to give you an idea of how I imagine this loading dock. Like, there was basically a ramp going off the side, like a wheelchair ramp that led up to that door and to the loading dock. And you were down the ramp around the corner of the building. Basically where Yardak was before he inched himself up front.
Well, in that case, as Ruby walks out, Brock's gonna kinda scurry up, pat himself on the back. Giddy up, partner, let's get the fuck out of here.
Don't have to tell me twice. And I jump on.
And what is Yardak doing? Which I assume Yardak is now popping up to, like, make himself known.
Not after all this.
To us.
It's just us outside now.
Oh, I thought you just meant, like, in general, making myself known. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Okay, let's go, guys.
Let's vroom.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, Percy's gonna vroom. I don't know how y'all are getting out of there. That's up to you.
We're gonna boing.
I'm piggyback ride. Then
I will open up a sewer grate and go down. And then, where are we meeting? And then...
Where the fuck do you think?
We're going to the laser hut, then.
Meet you there, buddy.
Alright, and right as you're dropping into the grate, and right as Lazerhawk is kind of bouncing away with Ruby in tow, you hear the sound of multiple guns cocking as these guys just, like, pile out through the door, see you, and just start firing into the sky as you take off in a bright bounce.
Ha ha!
You're looking forward, Lazerhawk. I imagine Ruby takes one last look back, and you just see Augustus, like, slam his clipboard onto the ground and just go, fuck!
You all have really fucking pretentious names!
Hey everybody, Mosey here. You might remember me from Highwind Channel 7's hour-long special on troubled youth. You know what kicks ass? old school pro wrestling. I like my AEW, my modern NWA. Mosey even gets down with some GCW. But nothing beats that golden age of the 1980s and 1990s. And that weird Pope guy agrees. So that's why he found himself a second podcast. Turnbuckle Time Machine is a part of the Jackal Podcast Network. Join the owner of Michigan Wrestling Organization, Jason the Basher Klaus, as well as fellow MWO alumni like Rex Havoc, Tim Williams, and Pope Brandon Brownson. Hey, that's me! As they get together to discuss classic wrestling, pay-per-views, and supercards, both the best and the worst. But hey, I'm just some kid. Let's hear from the man himself. Take it away, Basher.
Hey, I'm Jason Klaus, inviting you to join me and my friends Tim Williams, Rex Havoc, and the incomparable Pope Brandon Brownson as we look back at some of the biggest events and moments in the history of professional wrestling. It's the Turnbuckle Time Machine, and you can find it exclusively on Anchor.fm. And now, back to Masks and Mayhem.
And not much longer after that, you show up at the Laser Hut.
I'll be honest, I'm impressed how long it took them to figure out.
Yeah, well.
You're so lucky that Augustus had AirPods in.
No, I'm lucky Ruby's so good at fucking lying.
It's fine, I've knocked Augustus out too, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you said we're back at the Hut of Lasers?
Yeah.
I'm going to go into my basement where presumably I have some sort of machine that's going to be able to run information on the little vials in my pockets.
Yeah, so you definitely have some machinery for doing that. Roll an investigation check.
That's gonna be 28, baby.
Your analysis machine can't really quite make heads or tails of it.
There's only one way to know. I have to take it myself.
No. That is Ruby, in character.
We just dump it on a cornea and see what happens.
No.
The molecular structure has some familiar sequences in it, but nothing that matches entirely with any, known product. A couple, minor matches you can get do include slam packs, and also a little bit from the zombie formula.
Oh, fuck me.
Some souped up zombies. Abso-fucking-lutely not. That's in character.
Fuck them.
You're not able to gather up any information, you're not even 100% sure, what it's made of exactly, in terms of any, location information.
God, we went from the Day of the Dead zombies to the fucking 28 days later rage zombies.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. Don't give him ideas.
Absolutely not. Do not give us the ideas. How fucking dare you? I swear to God. I don't have any more dead friends for you to bring back, right?
Well, don't fucking tempt him to kill another one.
Oh, this is what we're gonna need Sloan for, isn't it?
I forgot that this was a whole flashback thing.
I was gonna make a joke that I was we should kill Sloan. I wouldn't mind killing him as a zombie, and I was like, fuck, this is what we need Sloan for.
Son of a bitch.
Well, because my friends never actually join me down here to do the work, I go back up to the top of the warehouse where they're playing with the dogs.
You're welcome.
I don't see my god dogs enough.
God dogs.
Right, yeah, we've got these 2 vials of very dangerous chemicals, but I understand.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not allowed to have any pets in my apartment.
So TLDR, I got no idea what the fuck this shit is, but it's got slam pack and zombie juice in it, so we're gonna need to figure this out stat.
God.
And after the whole Highwind situation, Data Kraken's still a little pissy with me.
Fair, but, god damn it.
Fair, fuck you, I got kidnapped.
I'm not saying it's logical, okay? God, who do we... Ugh.
So, in a bet to prevent rage zombies, I feel like we should take some of this sludge over to Lydia and see if we can't get her to either, deconstruct the genetics or whatever is inside of this thing, or even potentially find a vaccine if this shit hits the street, because I am not dealing with zombies again.
That is not a bad idea. Look, I already have enough trauma from zombies. Do you know how hard that is to describe in therapy without having to give away, but he was zombie? Yes, let's bring it to Lydia.
Okay. You're lucky. She is actually still in town.
Hey, Lydia. I'm sorry, but I kind of have a favor to ask.
Ruby, it is 2 a.m. What? Is everything okay?
No.
Sorry to call you so late, but I wasn't sure when you were leaving town again. We were just at a Blue Cross warehouse, and we got our hands on some vial of some substance, and we can't figure out exactly what it is, but apparently it has both slam packs and the stuff that made the zombies in there.
Oh, goodness.
And it got us worried.
Understandably so. And you hear her kind of take a big drink of water. Can you meet me at the Union Support Center downtown? I won't have access to most of my equipment, but I'll be glad to take a look at what I can.
Yep.
I got equipment at the hut too, Lydia. Maybe you'll be able to get more out of it than me.
Excuse me, what was that?
Oh, and I was like, sorry, that was, I'm with Lazerhawk.
Okay, and what is the hut?
Oh, yeah, you've never been here. Where I live.
He's got some equipment where he lives, but he wasn't able to analyze it enough to figure out exactly what it is.
Oh, okay, well, you know what? I will join you. If you'd be so kind to send me the address, I will join you there.
Alright, but if this gets out to anyone, Lydia, we're gonna have words. I trust you, but I've trusted people from Union before.
Of course, Lazerhawk.
I was like, just so you know, so you're not confused, Lazerhawk fully lives in a warehouse.
And it takes her some time to get from downtown, where she is staying, over to the north end, but she shows up coming out of a taxi. She's got kind of this, like, maroon velvet coat on. She's got a cup of coffee with her.
Oh, that's funny, because Brock totally has a cup of coffee in his hand for her, too.
A maroon velvet coat. I was picturing, like, Carmen Sandiego, like, fuck.
I know what? Ruby's gonna be like, Lydia, I love the coat.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I got it recently. It was a birthday gift.
Oh, did I miss your birthday?
Oh, it's fine. I was out of town. You wouldn't have been able to reach me anyway. I got it from a friend right before I became unreachable.
Well, happy belated birthday. I'll have to get you a new book or something.
Oh, wonderful. This serum, if we may.
Yes.
Follow me.
And she walks in and she's kind of a little, mesmerized by the setup you have. She takes off her coat and she reaches into her bag and she pulls out a lab coat.
Now she's in her work mode.
That button right there makes cappuccino. If I feel like we're gonna be down here as long as I think we are, you're gonna need that info.
Thank you very much, Lazerhawk. And she starts kind of playing around with it.
And I'm gonna say Ruby went down with them, by the way.
Holy shit, you guys are down here for what?
Well, yeah, for zombies, now that we know they're zombies, I'm down there too.
Oh, I'm down here because, Lazerhawk can be rude and Lydia's her friend.
I'm sorry, I've got a vial of fucking zombie slam juice. I'm a little on edge.
Yeah, so she pulls out a microscope and she starts taking a closer look at it. And she takes a small sample, puts it in like a petri dish. She mixes the two together and she's kind of examining it. Oh, my.
Oh?
Yes, it does appear to be, it does appear to be some kind of variation on the Slam Pack formula, just, based on looking over your research and your analysis, as well as, sort of examining it closely here. And she says, do I have a way of projecting this up onto the TV?
Yep. Bleep, blop, bloop.
Okay. And you can see the way that she takes a little pinprick of her finger, drops the blood into the vial, and you watch basically as the orange sort of mixes with the blood, and it starts to kind of glow a little bit, but then the black sludge sort of surrounds it and begins to, for lack of a better term, like consume it.
Ah, yes, I see. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I understand.
But basically, yeah, by the time it's finished, it's sort of, it's like the black sludge is the majority of it, but it still has that bit of orange glow to it. So yeah, she shows you what she found.
Alright, cool. What do you make of it?
Just as you described, it is a combination of those two items. Honestly, not certain what else we can gather off of this. Where did you get this?
Blue Cross gang, they have some kind of new benefactor, dickhead.
Oh, goodness.
God, if only we had someone who knew a substantial amount about the slam packs and the fuck, we do know someone like that.
Yes, you do.
Not it.
Oh, shit. So was the flashback, like, me telling Sloan a story?
No, I'm going to imagine, like, that the interesting is the last part. Like, you don't have to go into I'm not going to make you retell the whole thing.
We have a substance that we thought your specialties could help us with.
Oh, and which specialty would that be?
We need you to shoot one of our friends.
Your pathological obsession with not letting the dead stay dead.
Well, whatever it is, I don't know how much I had to do with it. And he kind of holds up his cuffed hands.
It is nice to know we can keep an eye on you. But I think some of your past work might be involved in this.
I guess I can't say I'm surprised that probably a rank amateur had picked up where I left off.
Is it a mark of a professional scientist to lie about cremating somebody?
Ruby, we can have this little back and forth, Barb, but if you have more specific questions, I'll answer them.
What questions should I ask him? This is Rachel asking.
Can we presume that Ruby brought some kind of, pieces of paper with the information we have about the formula written on them that she could, I don't know, slide across the table in a manila folder? Because that'd look cool.
No, yeah, absolutely. I definitely believe that Ruby brought documentation.
Here.
She wasn't allowed to bring the sample with her, obviously.
No, I did not bring him the sample. He'll fucking make a zombie. I slide him over a manila folder, and I go, here, take a look at this stuff.
And he opens up the folder, he starts flipping through the paperwork, his eyebrows raise a little bit. He goes, oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. What do you need from me?
I'm trying to figure out what it is.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is. It's, some kind of necrotic super serum. If I had to venture a guess, it would do... what it would do is not that important, right? You just want to know, where it came from and how to stop it.
God fucking damn it, I wish you would have taken Brock with you. This dickhead would be singing like Freddie Mercury.
Tell me everything you know about it. It's the literal least you can do, Dr. Matthews.
No, I think, I have something you want, and there are things that I want.
There are a lot of things I want, Sloan. I want to maybe get the image of you shooting someone in front of me out of my head.
I am sorry I had to do that in front of you.
But you're not sorry you had to do it? Ruby slams her hand down, make a dagger. Dr. Matthews, you are lucky that I have a moral code, and I have let you live thus far. Don't test that. And I would like to roll an intimidate.
Brock ain't even there, and he's so fucking proud of you right now.
I rolled a nat 20.
Brock is so proud of you.
Fuck him up.
He just looks terrified, and he says, You wouldn't. I know you, Ruby. I know you wouldn't. You would not get out of this building. You and I both know that. And you have a life to go back to. I don't. You help me, I help you. That's the end. That's all I'm asking for.
And I look and I go, don't test me, because you haven't seen me in 2 years. Things change. Dr. Matthews. What is it that you want, anyways?
I want to be in a minimal security facility. I want to be out. I don't want to be around these actual supervillains. I'll do my time. I did the crime. I'll do my time, but I don't feel safe here.
I'll see what I can do. And in Ruby's head, mostly because she's like, I'm also scared one of the supervillains will, turn him to their side.
I'm hoping one of them turns him into paste.
I know it's not your call, but if you say you're going to try, that's enough for me.
Just don't betray me ever again. And I, go like I'm going to, stab him, and the dagger disappears right where I hit his hand.
And he jumps back, visibly startled. He kind of regains his composure, and starts flipping through the pages, and he points to one of the items, and he says, now this is unique. This is hard to get. It would take a lot of resources to get to this.
You would know.
Say it's Red Crystal International, RC. I fucking dare you.
Rachel, you're going to get a hero point for being intimidating as hell.
Yeah!
For being a bad bitch.
It would take a lot of resources to get this, but it is a route that is only really found in a very specific part of Maine.
Maine? Does Stephen King grow it? What?
What Mr. King does on his property is his business and not mine. I'm just letting you know that when I worked for those other guys, that's where they told me it was procured from.
Those other guys. It must be so easy to be able to, compartmentalize all that stuff.
Yeah, actually, it actually really was difficult at some points.
It should have been a lot more difficult, Dr. Matthews.
And it's at that time the guard, knocks on the door, kind of leans in and goes, all right, time's up.
Thanks for your help. I'll see what I can do.
I suppose I'll probably be seeing you again sooner rather than later.
Unfortunately.
And as they go to take him out the door, he just looks back and he goes, I never told them, by the way.
Told them what?
I'm assuming who I am. And you know what? Ruby is going to thank you.
And I never told him about your other half either.
Okay, I assume he means the alien, but for a second Ruby is does he mean Al? I appreciate that. Wouldn't want people to know all of my secrets.
And he kind of just nods and the guard takes him away.
Okay, what now?
I imagine you leave the prison.
Yes.
And drive back to Riverside. It's an hour west.
Perfect time to put on an audiobook of a Space Cadet novel.
What's the name of the prison that he's in?
Striker Prison.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say this audiobook is actually... Is it her name Raina? This audiobook is actually about her character and is narrated by Raina Morris, and it's delightful.
She's an ambassador. She finds time to do audiobooks.
Look, she can do that from, she doesn't need to,
She can do it all.
Yeah, one, she's amazing, and also she doesn't need to fly back to record something.
That's true. And you drive on back, I imagine you drive on back to Riverside and listen to your audiobook?
Mm-hmm.
So basically it's been about 2 weeks since the events at the warehouse. And tomorrow, the three of you have the first real day of the trial. You had to ask off work.
Oh, God.
Fuck. God. Damn it. God, how many fucking excuses am I having to come up for just taking work off?
Well, I mean, one of the precedents is they can basically write a blank, like a doctor's note, but for court, basically. They can basically write a blank without your name on it so that you can fill that in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you basically can say, I had to go to court.
Ruby, I think Ruby's made up a story that I witnessed, something involving, a mugging or something, and it's been getting dragged out, and which is why I keep having to go back to court.
All right, well, I'm going to want you to roll deception on that.
Okay. I swear to God, don't fail me now. But 23 overall.
23, yeah. You go up to Derek, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever you gotta do. It's fine.
Thanks, Derek.
Did you hear about that asshole who said there was free beer, but there wasn't? What a fuck night.
You notice that in Derek's little, office space, he has a picture of Lazerhawk, and it just has a big X over it.
Fuck Derek.
And I go, what's that about?
Bastard told us there was free beer, and then there wasn't.
Fuck me for saving your life, am I right?
Playing devil's advocate, I would imagine he was probably trying to get people to safety to move somewhere else if he was doing something like that.
Ruby, totally understand that, get it, doing it for the public good, and I will forgive people for a lot of things. I understand having to have a secret identity. That's fine. Vigilantes, they gotta protect themselves and their families or whatever. But, lying about beer, unacceptable, bro.
Fuck you, Derek, fight me.
And then Ruby's like, good to know if that ever gets out, Derek won't be that mad.
About to treat your fucking jaw like a hacky sack, boy. Come at me, Scrub Lord, I'm fucking ripped.
I get you, he always seemed pretty cool to me.
And I imagine you relayed the information from Dr. Matthews to your compatriots. Yes,
I do. Am I also conveying this information to Lydia?
That's up to you.
You know what I do, and I just say, just so you're in the know, in case it ever comes up with union stuff, here's what I got from Dr. Matthews.
Honestly, he never said where the field was in Maine, so we're probably going to want to try and get that information from Lydia.
Yeah. She's said it's somewhere in Maine? Is this where all the Stephen King ideas come from?
What are y'all doing tonight before the trial starts?
I'm going to not get drunk, but have a stiff drink.
All right, so
I'm having a glass of wine with Bethany and Alan Rickard.
Okay, so you're at home. It sounds like Brock's getting high at home alone with the dogs, I guess.
All right, boy, catch the stick.
And you're getting a stiff drink. Are you going to Jack's or where are you going?
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go to Jack's.
Okay, so just you and Jack hanging out.
So I'll be like, hey, dude. Just like that, too.
Yardak, long time no see.
And then, I walk in and be like, hey, champ, how's it going?
Same old shit, different day.
Bar business going good then?
Yeah, things are picking up a little bit. And, I got a little more help in here now. Got a couple people on dishwashing duty.
Ooh, we got a new guy?
A couple folks. As he says that, Pam kind of, kicks the door. She's kind of shuffling backwards, kicks the door open because she's holding a bunch of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Oh, she works there now.
Yeah, you had suggested that.
Yeah, that was your suggestion.
Been nice, been able to take a little load off, been able to relax, been trying to exercise a bit more,
Oh, look at you doing the whole health kick thing.
Well, yeah, I've just haven't been feeling the best. I'm trying to getting older,
I joked, you're not going to kill Jack.
Oh, Jack's already dead. He's been dead the whole time. Pam's basically got a whole tray full of plates and stuff, and she's kind of setting things out.
All that sounds like shit's going pretty good for you. I'm just wanted to pop in to say hey and grab a drink before we have that stupid fucking trial tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing about that in the news. It starts tomorrow. They finally got a jury. It sounds like that can be a little impartial to you.
I highly doubt it, but we're hoping for the best.
Well, fingers crossed.
I feel that. We need all the luck we can get.
That makes it sound like Atlantis definitely doesn't have a trial by jury, and Yardak is like, no, I don't like it.
Oh no, I just mean that I think it's all fucking crooked.
Jury, I guess it's a jury of Lazerhawk and Ruby Spears.
Yeah. Representation. I say as a cis white man, ew.
9. Yeah, there's been 10 Atlanteans on land. 9 of them.
11 if you include Yar Howard.
What's Lazerhawk doing?
Some shit. How you been, kid?
I watched a guy pee on an electric fence yesterday. It was really funny.
That does sound funny.
Are you on Xbox Live with Mosey?
Yeah, Brock's playing Minecraft with him because I want my kid to do his fucking homework.
Yeah, looks like, and Ruby's just having a nice night at home with Bethany and Rickard.
Yep. We're playing a board game.
What game?
Oh, we're playing Space Cadet Risk.
Wow. Amazing. And very on brand. I want you to roll. What would be good for the board games?
Roll for roll.
So I'm going to have you roll insight to see how well you do at this game.
Of all the times to start rolling a little meh, this seems fine. 15 overall.
So you came in second place, and Rickard won, but only because this is his favorite game. Bethany lost really badly and is kind of a sore loser.
That tracks.
Oh, come on, Bethany.
What's that? The military man's favorite board game is Risk?
Yeah, and he's really good at it. So the next morning, you all wake up bright and early, chipper as the day.
Really? Chipper?
How does Yardak feel about waking up early?
It's not so much how early I wake up, it's what the tide is like, and I normally wake with the tide.
Okay.
Because I can just feel that,
Okay, so alright, so do you wake up? Are the tides good for the morning?
Yes, I am a leaf on the wind.
And how do the rest of you feel?
Brock's pissed.
Oh no.
Brock doesn't want to be up this early. Brock doesn't want to go to court. Brock's not fucking happy.
Ruby's annoyed that she has to use, hard-earned PTO for this shit.
In Riverside, though, they do pay you for 2 days worth of court time. So you got that going for you.
Stop building a better world than the one we live in. I'm tired of being jealous of Riverside.
If you have to go to court, do you still get that?
In Riverside, you do.
Okay.
So yeah, you wake up, and I think, Rickard's a good boyfriend. He makes you a little... He taught himself how to make breakfast tacos so that he could make this for you.
Because he's a great boyfriend.
He also, I imagine, gives you a ride to the courthouse.
And the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he gives you a ride, gives you extra tacos to take to your friends.
And I was like, we have breakfast tacos.
He definitely drops you off near an elevator so that you can change into your visual aid outfit on the elevator.
Yeah, so I change and I bring breakfast tacos for people.
Okay. Betsy is there, and so is Lewis. And of course, Douglas Pennington III, who I have been referring to as the U.S. District Attorney. It would be the U.S. Attorney for the District of Connecticut. These are very different things. I've been reading up about how law works.
For your own enjoyment or because of this?
Because I realized that if we're going to do something legal, I should probably at least use the right terminology.
That's fair.
And it also makes sense that if he was for the entire state of Connecticut, he wouldn't be a district attorney, because that's not a district.
Exactly.
Yeah, I should probably start watching the cop show or something then. Alright, Brooklyn Nine-Nine it is.
You don't see many of your friends. You do see the jury. There's a couple press folks there, including, Channel 7's intrepid reporter Shauna Ortega.
I love how you have to fit in the intrepid reporter.
Yeah.
And that she's for Channel 7. You see Judge Lynch up at the bench. And yeah, it appears that Lewis is actually going to be representing Union, and by extension, you all.
So wait, so Kevin, as a lawyer, or he's just the person who's going up as Union?
He's a lawyer.
Wait, the agent?
Yeah, Agent Kevin Lewis.
This is not something you've established before that he's a lawyer?
No, it's definitely not been established because you didn't know what he did before being in Union.
I guess you could represent yourself. That's a thing.
So the only people from Union that are currently there are Lydia, Betsy, and Lewis. The bailiff faces all rise as the judge is making their way to the bench, sits down, everyone else sits down. And so Lewis looks back at the three of you and says, everybody doing all right?
Peachy.
Good as we can be, I guess.
I was literally about to say what Dan said, so I got tripped up.
No, this is great, Lewis. I planned on staring at the back of my eyelids for a while longer, but this is exactly where I want to fucking be.
He reaches over and he has a thing full of coffees and hands you one.
Yeah, alright, you just made your way off my shit list.
Gives you a little bit of a wink.
Gay.
Stop it, I'm gonna get attracted to him.
And the judge turns and says, all right, we will hear opening remarks. Pennington goes up, looks at the crowd, makes eye contact with a lot of you. It is the people's position that Union has been allowed to act recklessly with unchecked power for too long, and this lack of oversight has led to multiple incidents, including, but not only, the events that put this city in grave danger.
Oh, y'all are gonna hate me. I agree with him now.
And it is the people's position that Union's efforts should be limited or contained or brought under the jurisdiction of the United Nations more directly.
No.
Oh, fuck you for making me agree with this guy.
Agent Kevin Lewis gets up and says, listen, I'm admittedly very close to this case as someone who's been with Union for many years, and I am more than willing to admit when mistakes have been made and when changes are necessary. But the changes that the people are bringing would not have stopped the events of that day, nor any of the other incidents that they may call into question. Union always makes an effort to improve on any security lapses and to be proactive about how they can protect not only Riverside City, but the world. Through our testimonies and information that will be brought to light, that will be proven. And Lynch goes, all right, you may be seated. I will allow the defense to call their first witness. And basically, I am going to have you all roll initiative.
Oh.
Someone start playing the Phoenix Wright music.
15.
Don't forget, Rachel, you do have a hero point. Or 2 hero points, actually. Everyone has a hero point.
Oh, god damn it, why'd I put so much in initiative? 19. One time I don't want to go first.
I don't want to go first either. 18, haha!
Alright, then I'm about to make y'all's day a hell of a lot harder.
We would like to call up the renowned hero Lazerhawk as a witness.
Fuck. I walk up and sit down.
You're friends with Lewis.
I'm not friends with Union. I'm going to answer openly and honestly. He is going to ask me a series of very basic questions, and I'm going to give him a series of very basic answers. Do we have an understanding?
Are you going to swear on the Bible? Do you want a copy of the Constitution?
I want a copy of Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers if we gotta swear on something we believe in.
When Lazerhawk asks for that, Lewis gives a look over to you, Ruby.
Unless everyone knows it's visual aid there, I make it and hand it.
And Lewis hands it to the bailiff, who puts it out for you.
Y'all aren't getting an album back, but go ahead.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Wu-Tang?
So help you, Wu-Tang.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me RZA, Jizza, and ODB.
Lazerhawk, you were there for the events of that unfortunate catastrophe, correct?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington will try to argue that specifically Union is at fault for those events. Would you say that that is correct?
No, I would not. This was an instance of sabotage by one Dr. Sloan Matthews.
Yes, that name will come up a few times throughout these proceedings.
Oh, I'm sure.
Would you care to elaborate on how that was an act of sabotage by Dr. Matthews?
Dr. Matthews had altered the devices that Union was using to eliminate the powers of the individuals that they had imprisoned there. Furthermore, I believe that Dr. Matthews had tampered with the actual cell system itself so that it could fail. Were it not for the actions of Dr. Sloan Matthews, it is my firm and honest belief that the cups would not have failed, that the cells would not have failed, and that the incidents of that night would have never occurred.
Your witness. And Pennington stands up, looks over a folder, straightens his tie. Mr. Hawk, so you said that Dr. Matthews is the main culprit that led to these events.
Absolutely.
Were you close with Dr. Matthews?
We have gone out on a small number of occasions outside of work-related things, but I wouldn't say I was the guy's best friend.
Would you say there were those that worked at Union that were closer with Dr. Matthews?
Presumably so. They saw him every day. I saw him when I needed him.
This is what Ruby's thinking of, the person he shot.
God, I wish that Brock would have said that.
So, if Union, in all of its capability, could not detect this individual, how can they be trusted, in your professional opinion, be entrusted to protect the city, let alone the larger world?
Sir, I believe that by your line of logic, the police cannot be trusted because police officers can also be corrupted. I believe that the actions of a single individual do not paint the entire organization.
Okay, I want you to roll a persuasion check. I'm going to be using these checks as a way of basically gauging the jury's demeanor.
Persuasion, that's going to be 19, buddy. 16 plus 3.
At this statement, you see the jury, a couple of them kind of nodding their heads, a few of them don't seem to disagree. Only one of them really looks like kind of upset.
Fuck you, Phil.
You do not get to know the jury's name. That's definitely.
Alrighty then, Mr. Hawk, to your point, is there not some method put in place for the discovery of corrupt cops? Is there not some method put in place for dealing with that kind of corruption?
No.
No.
No, there is not.
And when there is police corruption, does it typically lead to a zombie outbreak within an entire city?
Alright, that one I'll give you. It typically does not, sir. Typically. There was that one time in Wyoming.
Now, Union called you to the stand as a character witness to speak on their behalf. Do you think that you're a good judge of character?
I'd like to think so, but might be a little biased in my own favor, sir.
And that's fair enough. I would like to submit piece of evidence number 1, the testimony in regarding the murder of the villain known as the Machinist.
We're doing this, huh?
You can't keep saying that you went to court for murdering a guy and not think it's going to come up in a court case.
Alright, that's fine. I can flesh out how he died, I guess.
You were acquitted of the charges, but I believe that this is... Lewis goes to say, Your Honor, relevance, and Lynch says, we're going to talk about the quality of a character witness. I believe that witness's prior run-ins with the law does come into play.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Brock doesn't actually say that. Well, Mr. Pennington, the third, the villain known as the Machinist, as I'm sure you are well aware from the incident reports, was attacking my home city of Highwind. Per usual, I had to stop him, but in this particular instance he was unhinged. He had one goal and one goal only in mind, and that was to cause as much destruction as possible. And that is why, in the midst of our battle, I punched him, and one of the steel beams that he had knocked loose from a building went through his stomach.
And, I want you to roll another persuasion check.
God, I almost rolled with not big green. That one is going to be a unnatural 20.
You see a couple members of the jury were kind of shocked by this information. A few of them looked like one of them looked a little queasy. Different one than the one who looked angry. The one who looked angry still looks angry. But the majority of them seem sympathetic to your experience. And hearing that response, Pennington goes, the people have no further questions.
Bet.
Judge Lynch cocks an eyebrow. Alrighty, Mr. Hawk, you may leave the stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Chapter 51. On the Stand.
Masks and Mayhem uses the game Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition by Green Ronin Publishing. We are not affiliated. The show is written, produced, and Forced to Confront a Traitor by myself, R.C. Byler. You can follow us for free forever on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. You can also review us on podchaser.com. Our official art is by Jenn Evans, and our branding is by AJ Solomon. Our theme music is by Pope Brandon Brownson. Additional music credits, social media links, blog posts, and episodes can be found on our website at masksandmayhem.com.
Chapter 51, legalize crystal fucking weed.
So yeah, what did we feel about tonight?
Yeah, it was really fun. I feel like maybe you were expecting us to have to fight early in the episode.
Yeah, you got me so focused on, like, setting myself up to fight that the entirety of the time, like, you presented this as, like, 2 weeks previously, and I had forgotten by that time, and I was like, oh, fuck me, it was all flashback.
Well, thank God Brock sucker punched a man.
Y'all just did things that allowed you to avoid a fight.
Yeah.
If I'm being really honest with myself, I probably should have just been like, guy saw ya, there's no getting away from it now.
Yeah, when you were like, he saw the mask, he knows who you are, and then you're like, but I smoke.
I honestly did not expect to roll that well. I was like, fuck it, let me try it. And I was like, oh shit.
Like, part of the things I really enjoyed about this episode, was that there wasn't a combat encounter. I don't think there was last time, anyway. It was kind of a nice change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 2 episodes that are basically strictly role-playing, no combat. Like, I've enjoyed them. I don't want it to become, like, too regular of a thing, obviously. Brock put a lot of points into punching motherfuckers.
If we look at it, you do not fight most episodes. There's usually not combat most episodes, because it takes up a good majority of an episode if it's actual, like, full-on combat.
I think I liked getting into Intimidate Sloan.
Yeah? How did you feel about seeing Dr. Matthews again?
I wish someone would put a bullet in him.
Oh.
As much as I wish Brock would have been there, he'd have walked out of that with a black eye, so I'm happy you didn't.
I want to say there is a missing scene where Ruby went to Brock like, oh my god, let me tell you what I did.
Oh, there absolutely is.
I'm so fucking proud of you right now. Let's go get ice cream.
I liked, using my power to, intimidate and, fuck with them. Thanks for that idea, Dan.
I will admit, and this is going to be me, in my own analysis, I'm sorry, Dan, I feel like I did not give you enough to do.
Oh, no, but I found it fucking hilarious. I really didn't do much this episode, but it was fucking hilarious. And, next episode is going to be me on the fucking stand, so...
How do we feel about the, what's going on with the Blue Cross gang?
Fuck those assholes, god damn it.
Rage zombies.
Stop making shit that eventually you can't control that we have to fight because you guys are fucking idiots.
Honestly.
Technically, people just keep giving them shit.
Stop giving them stuff they don't know how to control it.
How have I not individually beaten this shit out of all of these guys yet? I've been at this for 1.5 years with these dickweeds.
That's why they had to start recruiting girls.
I'll punch a bee, I don't give a fuck.
That was Beatrice's name. How do the other two who didn't get to meet with Dr. Matthews feel about his return to the show?
I knew it was going to happen eventually at some point, because it just fucking has to. He's, too close to end a bad guy to not be, a recurring thing.
Yeah, he didn't die, he was coming back.
That's a general rule with comic books.
Okay, Rachel likes that he's back.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting story. Ruby's real pissed off about it.
I was actually expecting one of you to retcon, that Yardak and Lazerhawk were maybe in the van still or something.
Brock didn't want to be there. Brock's surrounded by cops, and I would have punched him out.
Okay, here's the people who could have gone. I'm going to just say Yardak was doing important ambassadorship. Lazerhawk would have, gotten thrown out of the jail for giving a black eye, and she wasn't going to fucking try to make Lydia come. She's not an awful person.
And Pam was just bartending it up.
Yeah, let's bring the one person in this party who's canonically more violent than me.
Yeah, that's true.
He does not need to know anything about any future Hornet.
Yeah, you came in as visual aid, so, she could have come as Hornet.
No, fuck that. He already broke one of our Hornets.
Is there anything that you did not enjoy tonight?
Sloan, fuck that guy.
No, not that you didn't like about the game.
No, in all seriousness, there wasn't anything that I really disliked about the episode.
Me, I felt like I was a little more creative with some of my powers. That was fun.
I wouldn't say slapsticky, but this one was definitely one of the funniest episodes that we've had. The ridiculousness of Ruby lying.
I basically had to retroactively make all of these folks drunk and high.
Yeah, because she just rolled so fucking well. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
See, that's why I wanted to try lying, because I knew I was like, I actually have a lot in deception, so I want to try and use it.
I didn't even realize this, but I love how now canonically Brock plays Minecraft.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I imagine. I guess there must be an Xbox, or no, I guess there's a computer in the.
There's a shit ton of computers, and Brock's not above pirating. He hates Microsoft.
And you got Kit hacking you into Xbox Live.
Kit, I need you to get me a torrent for Minecraft.